Bienvenue à la cérémonie du souvenir de la province de l'Ontario. My name is Major Paul Como of 4th Canadian Division, et j'ai l'honneur de faire part de cette commémoration en ce jour du souvenir. I'm honored to be here this morning as your Master of Ceremonies. Vous remarquerez le monument dédié aux anciens combattants de l'Ontario qui se trouve derrière moi. Behind me is the Ontario Veterans Memorial, built in 2006. This powerful structure is a lasting tribute to our veterans. It serves as a continual reminder of the sacrifices made by those who have served and continue to serve our country during times of war, conflict, and peace. Le monument aux anciens combattants de l'Ontario, un mur de granit de 30 mètres de long où sont gravés des scènes de l'histoire militaire canadienne, est dédié à chaque homme et femme qui a eu le courage de servir à la défense de notre liberté en temps de guerre, de conflit et de paix. Like many nations around the world, we gather together on November 11th to remember and thank the millions of Canadians who traveled far from home to serve our country. Nous nous rassemblons aujourd'hui en ce 11 novembre pour rendre hommage et surtout pour dire merci à nos anciens combattants et pour se souvenir de leur courage et de leur dévouement exemplaire lors de guerres, de conflits internationaux et de missions de paix. By remembering their service and their sacrifice on Remembrance Day, we recognize the significant difference these men and women have made to our democracy, our freedom, and our future. Nous voulons nous souvenir du service rendu par ces femmes et ces hommes qui, par leur sacrifice, ont contribué à notre démocratie, notre liberté et notre avenir. Traditionally, lapel poppies are removed at the end of Remembrance Day. As a sign of respect, people place their poppy at the base of the cenotaph at the end of the commemorative ceremony. In our case, the cenotaph is represented by the people's wreath. At the end of the ceremony, we will invite everyone to place their poppy on the people's wreath in acknowledgement of the sacrifices made by our veterans. À la fin de la cérémonie, nous vous inviterons à épingler votre coquelicot sur la couronne du peuple comme geste de respect pour nos anciens combattants. The platform party will momentarily make their way towards the memorial. Upon the arrival of the Honourable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, the Honourable Carolyn Bennett, Federal Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations and Northern Affairs, and of flag officers of the Canadian Armed Forces, a general salute will be delivered by members of the 32 Canadian Brigade Group, assembled on the lawn. Il est d'usage que le salut général soit exécuté à l'arrivée des dignitaires. Mesdames et messieurs, si vous êtes en mesure de le faire, veuillez vous lever pour l'arrivée des dignitaires et rester debout pour le salut général et pour l'hymne national. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able to do so, please stand for the arrival of the platform party and remain standing for the general salute and for the playing of O Canada. Please feel free to sing along.
center markers. Right, correction, left, turn. Markers, rest on your arms, reverse.
Take your weapon. Find a position.
At 2 minutes to the hour, the act of remembrance will commence. À précisément 10h58, l'acte du souvenir commencera. At precisely 11 o'clock, the first round of the 21-gun salute will be fired by the 7th Toronto Regiment, Royal Canadian Artillery, followed by 2 minutes of silence. À 11h précis, le premier coup de la salve de 21 coups de canon aura lieu, suivi de 2 minutes de silence. And now, if you are able to, please stand for the act of remembrance. Si vous êtes en mesure de le faire, veuillez maintenant vous lever pour l'acte du souvenir. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Ils ne connaîtront jamais l'outrage ni le poids des années. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. All together, please. We will remember them. For those who can, please be seated. Pour celles et ceux qui le peuvent, veuillez vous asseoir. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, je vous présente l'honorable Doug Ford, Premier ministre de l'Ontario. I invite the Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario. Premier.
Snow cover. Well, first of all, thank you. First of all, it's great to see everyone today, and what a turnout to remember. Thank you, Major, and good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here today with the entire platform party. Dr. Elise Kennedy, Brigadier General Malkowski, Chief Stacey Laforme from the Mississaugas of the Credits First Nation, members of the Consular Corps, Chief Warrant Officer Keith Olsted, as well as members of the 32nd Brigade of the 4th Division of the Canadian Army. I salute all the veterans, active service members, and cadets with us today, including special guests, Mrs. Margarita Janes Troll, who served in the Women's Royal Navy Service as a code breaker during World War II. I also want to thank the members of the Afghanistan War Memorial Consultation Panel who are with us today. And welcome Dr. Carolyn Bennett, MP from St. Paul, Robin Martin, MPP for Eglinton Lawrence, and our Secretary of Cabinet, Stephen Davidson. Next year, May the 8th, marks the 75th anniversary of Victory in Europe, or VE Day. This milestone will mark 75 years since the fall of the brutal Nazi regime, and it marks Canada's pivotal role in the Allied victory. Canadians and Ontarians have proven that our commitment to one another and to our fundamental freedoms is unbreakable. From Cambrai in World War I to Kabul in our recent memory, Canadians have stood fast against tyranny and against terror. As we come together today to pay tribute to and honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice, we should remember that during times of crisis and during times of peace, we must focus on the things that unite us rather than divide us as a country. We should remember that when these men and women were called to serve and defend Canada, they were not asked about their race, their religion, or politics. They were asked simply, are you ready to serve your country? And they were. And we will remember and honor them. Thank you, and God bless you.
Merci. Thank you, Premier. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Brigadier General Konrad Mielkowski, Commander, 4th Canadian Division, to the podium to deliver his remarks.
Good morning, Mr. Premier, veterans, honored guests, and fellow Canadians. It's an honor to be here with you this morning for Remembrance Day, when we pay tribute to those who have served Canada, past and present, in times of war, military conflict, and peace. We live in the true North, strong and free, thanks to those who fought to achieve peace. Nous vivons dans un pays fort et libre grâce à ceux qui se sont battus pour la paix. This year, we are marking several important milestones, including the 75th anniversary, as Premier Ford has just outlined. In the Italian campaign, one of the longest and fiercest struggles of the Second World War, more than 93,000 Canadians served with the Allied forces. As they fought their way up the boot of Italy, close to 6,000 of them lost their lives. We remember the service and sacrifice of these fine Canadians. L'année 2019 marque aussi le 75e anniversaire de jour J, de la bataille de Normandie et de la bataille de l'Escaut. Plus de 14 000 soldats canadiens ont traversé la Manche pour se rendre en France dans le cadre d'une attaque amphibie massive que nous nommons aujourd'hui le jour J, D-Day. Auront-ils pu savoir que le cours de la Seconde Guerre mondiale changerait cette journée-là? 359 Canadiens ont concité le sacrifice ultime ce jour-là. Nous nous souviendrons d'eux. As we consider the honor, the bravery, and the sacrifice of Canadians who fought throughout all of our wars, we also reflect on the importance of our military alliances and partnership. The year 2019 marks the 70th anniversary of the founding of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, created because democratic countries of the North Atlantic region found themselves in a dangerous Cold War with the Soviet Union and its communist allies. Our country banded together with others in a collective defensive pact to protect our common values. We demonstrated the strength of this allied partnership when we fought alongside each other in Afghanistan, and this year marks the 5th anniversary of the end of our mission in Southwest Asia. More than 40,000 members of the Canadian Armed Forces served in the Afghan theater between 2001 and 2014. This Remembrance Day, Canadians across the country will be thinking of the security and stability we provided to Afghans at a cost of 158 Canadian service personnel and 7 Canadian civilians. Your Canadian Armed Forces draws a great deal of strength from the fact that we walk in the footsteps of those who have served our country with distinction throughout its history. On this Remembrance Day, we thank our veterans, young and old, for their selfless service. We honor the memory of brave Canadians who made the ultimate sacrifice so that we can live in this truly amazing country. Merci. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Dr. Alice B. Kennedy to the podium to deliver remarks on behalf of veterans.
I'm not so tall, so welcome today. It's a great day, beautiful weather as you can see, but I really thank you for coming. It's not easy to get out of bed and look outside. Oh my God, one of those days. But it's the first time we have snow in the Queen's Park on November 11, hopefully the last one. Bonjour, je vous remercie beaucoup d'être venu ici aujourd'hui, malgré la belle température que nous avons. I would like first to talk about the traditional veteran, the one that are most known and also more honored, which is very few of them are left. Apparently, it's less than 33,000 of them left, average age of 94. So we really have to honor them when we still have time. Something we have to also remember, Queen Elizabeth is also a World War II veteran. She served as a young lieutenant during the war with the British Army, something we tend to forget. She's one of them too. Il faut se rappeler que la reine est aussi une vétérane de la Deuxième Guerre mondiale qui était jeune officier avec l'armée britannique durant la guerre. Now I would like to talk about the modern veteran, the one that people have a hard time to deal with sometimes. And about 20 years ago, they extended the definition of a veteran. So according to the Ministry of Veteran Affairs, a veteran is anyone who served in the armed forces, reserve or regular force, and also did the basic training and was honorable discharge. That's a lot of us now. They extended because of World War II and the Korean War was less and less. So they have to extend it for the people who serve in peace. It took me years before I accept that term. Even now, I'm still not too sure, because in my time, I did not serve overseas. I serve in the time of peace. So it's hard for me to consider myself as a veteran, because for me, a veteran is a person who went overseas. And also, I would like to talk about the future veteran. Everybody wearing uniform right now, you are the future veteran, and you have to cherish the honor to wear that uniform. It's because when you leave, it will be hard to depart from it. Believe me, some of us are still missing it after all these years. Ceux qui servent présentement, c'est très important que vous honoriez votre uniforme, car quand vous allez quitter les forces armées, elle va vous manquer. Puis, croyez-moi, c'est pas facile au début de s'adapter à la vie civile. Je vous remercie beaucoup. Thank you very much. Miigwech.
Thank you. And now we will pause for a rendition of Londonderry Air by the Young Guns Quartet. J'invite le Young Guns Quartet à chanter Londonderry Air.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. From glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go and I must bide, But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Are dying. If I am dead, as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. And I shall hear, though soft you tread above me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be. For you will bend and tell me I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy,
Thank you. I'm now pleased to call upon Chief Stacy Laforme of the Mississauga of the Credit First Nation. Et maintenant, Chef Stacy Laforme of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation.
Ani, it's an honor to be here today to bring greetings on behalf of the Mississaugas of the Anishinaabe. I'd like to offer my respects and my thanks to all those who gave so much that we could be here today and read you a brief poem called Remember. Okay, recite then, not read. To all those who've gone before, to all the people that went to war, to the men and women who faced death, to those who will never again draw breath, to the mothers and fathers whose children gave all, to the husbands and wives whose mate answered the call, to the child who faced life on their own, to everyone who talks to a name on a stone. No medal or ribbon can repay all that we owe. The parade and applause are not enough, and we know. How do you thank someone for everything you have and everything you are? Without you, never could we accomplish so much or come so far. I want to say thank you, but no words are enough for what you went through. There is one promise that I can give, one oath I shall never break for as long as I live. I'll remember that we owe all to you, a person, a people I never even knew. I will remember. Miigwech.
Merci, thank you. I now invite Major Alan Nicol, Chaplain of 4th Canadian Division, Canadian Armed Forces, to lead us in prayer.
As I pray this morning, I invite you to participate by following along silently, praying according to your own faith, tradition, or conscience, or to simply use this as a moment for personal reflection. Merciful and compassionate God, we gather today with both a sense of gratitude and sadness. Sadness for a world full of conflict and division, for lives lost, for brokenness, suffering and pain, for enduring wounds, both seen and unseen. And yet we're also grateful for the gifts of healing and hope and courage, for this country that we live in, for the freedoms that we possess. And so we honor and remember this day those who've served so faithfully, so sacrificially, seeking to uphold the values and beliefs we so deeply cherish. Oh God, may we never take these for granted, the cost that was paid and the lifeblood that was shed by our sons and our daughters. I do pray today for those who have lost loved ones, for soldiers who've lost comrades and friends. I pray that you would bring healing to their grief and loss, and that you would give them hope. We pray for members of the Canadian Armed Forces. We pray for your sustaining power and strength. Equip and empower them to serve faithful to the mission to which they have been tasked, wherever they may find themselves on this day. Grant our civic leaders wisdom and guidance as they serve to seek to lead our communities and our country forward in establishing peace, both home and abroad. O God, even as St. Francis prayed, may it be our prayer as well, that you would make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Merci and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, as the years since the Great Wars pass, many feel that the memory of sacrifice passes with it. Of course, our gathering today proves that memory of the sacrifices made by our forefathers remains in our hearts and minds. Nous ne voulons surtout pas oublier tous les sacrifices qu'ont fait nos ancêtres. This memory is also preserved by the youth of our nation and is demonstrated by Cadet Warrant Officer 2nd Class Daria Quinn and Le Sergeant de Section Audrey Chan, who will come forward now to read In Flanders Fields and to recite the commitment to remember.
In Flanders fields, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
Sous les rouges coquelicots, parmi les rangées de croix bougent en avant, nous sommes enterrés. Et dans le bleu des cieux, les alouettes encore lancent un cri courageux que plus personne n'entend sous les bruits du canon. Nous sommes morts. Il y a à peine quelques jours, nous connaissions les joies de vie, de l'amour, la fraîcheur de lueur, le lueur du ponant. Maintenant, nos corps sans vie reposent en ce flamand. Nos mains inanimées vous tendent le flambeau. C'est à vous, au présent, de le tenir bien haut. De contre l'ennemi reprendre la querelle, si vous ne partagez les morts, la foi rebelle. Nos corps ne pourront pas dormir paisiblement sur les rouges coquelicots des cimetières flamands. The Youth Pledge.
Promesse de souvenir.
They are young as we are young.
Ils étaient jeunes, jeunes comme nous.
They served, giving freely of themselves.
Ils ont servi, donnant généreusement d'eux-mêmes.
To them we pledge, mend the woods of time.
Nous leur promettons, en dépit du temps qui passe,
To carry their torch and never forget.
de porter le flambeau et de ne jamais oublier.
We will remember them.
Nous nous souviendrons d'eux.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now commence the laying of wreaths. Mesdames, Messieurs, nous allons maintenant commencer le dépôt des couronnes. On behalf of the Province of Ontario, au nom de la Province de l'Ontario, the Honourable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, and Mrs. Carla Ford. On behalf of the Government of Canada, au nom du Gouvernement du Canada, the Honourable Carolyn Bennett, Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations and Northern Affairs, Ministre des Relations Couronne autochtone et des Affaires du Nord. Au nom des Forces armées canadiennes, on behalf of the Canadian Armed Forces, Brigadier General Conrad Mielkowski, accompanied by Chief Warrant Officer Keith Olstad. On behalf of the Legislative Assembly of Ontario, the Honourable Christina Martin, MPP. On behalf of the Ontario Public Service, au nom de la fonction publique de l'Ontario, Stephen Davidson, Secretary of the Cabinet and Head of the Ontario Public Service. Au nom des anciens combattants canadiens, on behalf of the Canadian veterans, Dr. Alice B. Kennedy and Lieutenant Colonel Gerhard Alfred Willie Knopf. On behalf of the Mississauga of the Credit First Nation, au nom des Mississauga of the Credit First Nation, Chief Stacy Laforme. On behalf of Ontario's youth, au nom des jeunes de l'Ontario, 3 cadets will come forward, one representing the Royal Canadian Sea Cadets, one representing the Royal Canadian Army Cadets, and one representing the Royal Canadian Air Cadets. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now be inviting all other representatives to come forward with their name when their name is announced by Ontario Chief of Protocol, Cara Rawson, and lay their wreath. Mesdames et messieurs, nous inviterons maintenant tout autre représentant à venir déposer leur couronne au pied du monument lorsque leur nom est annoncé par la chef du protocole de l'Ontario, Cara Rawson.
Veterans Affairs Canada. Kayhan Ahadi, Consulate General of Afghanistan. Grayson Perry, Consulate General of Australia. Naeem Uddin, Consulate General of Bangladesh.
Callanan.
Jason Tomlinson and Brian Callanan, Toronto Police Association. Stephen Reed and Bruce Chapman, the Police Association of Ontario.
Hello. Sorry, can you try a little bit closer? Thanks.
Rob Jameson, the OPP Association. Ante Jovic, Consulate General of Croatia. Ivan Puchuk, Consulate General of Czech Republic.
We do it together.
Thomas Schulz, the Consul General of Germany, and Tudor Alexis, Consul General of France. Victor Malikoudis, Consulate General of Greece. Anian Chu, Consulate General of Guyana. Marianne Demeter, Consulate General of Hungary.
Consul General de Indonesia.
Leonard Hutabarat, Consulate General of Indonesia. Galit Baram, Consulate General of Israel. Eugenio Scro, Consulate General of Italy. Takako Ito, Consul General of Japan.
President of the Korea-Canada Association.
Tai In Chung, Consulate General of Korea, in Jin Soo Lee, President, Canadian Cultural Association, Korea and Metropolitan Toronto. Donat Sulu, Consulate General of Kosovo. Raymond Sherry, Consulate General of Malta. Jorn Leeksma, Consulate General of Netherlands. Mario Toyotoshi, Consulate General of Paraguay. Tomás Seshi, Consulate General of Ghana. Vic Singh, the Royal Canadian Legion, Ontario Command. Mohammed Junaid Wazir, Consulate General of Pakistan. Orantes Castro, Consulate General of Philippines. Krzysztof Grzelczyk, Consulate General of Poland. Petar Krajcek, Consulate General of the Republic of Bulgaria. Porfirio Thierry Muñez Ledo, Consulate General of Mexico. Kirill Milhailov, Consulate General of Russia. Vasilije Petković, Consulate General of Serbia. Lars Henriksen, Consulate General of Sweden. Commissioner Thomas Carrick of the Ontario Provincial Police. Consulate General of the United Kingdom. James Rogers, Toronto Paramedic Services. Greg Stanford, Consulate General of the United States of America. Steve Annette, Ontario Paramedic Association. Sinem Mingen, Consulate General of Turkey. Svitoslav Kavetsky, Consulate General of Ukraine. Hirsch Perlis, the Center for Israel and Jewish Affairs, le Centre consultatif des relations juives et israéliennes. Gord McEachern, the Ontario Command Anavets. Alan Simons, Jewish War Veterans, anciens combattants juifs. Jim Kay, Toronto Fire Services. The Ontario Association of Fire Chiefs. Charlene O'Connor, the Ontario Society of Occupational Therapists. Royal Commonwealth Society, Toronto Branch. Donald William Hayward, the Egal Canada Human Rights Trust. The Ontario Genealogical Society, Ontario Ancestors. Captain Royal Centre, the Salvation Army, l'Armée du Salut. Dorothy Abbott, the Ontario Black History Society. Paulette Kelly, the Ontario Black History Society. John Roberts, the Archives of Ontario, Les Archives Publiques de l'Ontario. The Ontario Portuguese Association. The Ontario Sikhs and Gurdwara Council. The Sikh Motorcycle Club of Ontario. United Sikhs. Anne Vinay Ra, the Ontario Teachers Federation, la Fédération des enseignantes et enseignants de l'Ontario. Jen Terry, the Juno Beach Association, Le Centre Juno Beach. Joanne Tuscan, United Empire Loyalists Association of Canada. David Barkway, Maureen Biznicki, the Canadian National Day of Service. Andrea Hall, Historica Canada and the Memory Project. John Stapleton, the Soldiers' Aid Commission, la Commission d'aide aux anciens combattants. Jack McQuarrie, the Naval Club of Toronto. Catherine Langley Hope, NATO Association of Canada and Nursing Sisters of Canada.
I would now kindly ask Major Alan Nichol to deliver the benediction. Recueillons-nous maintenant pour la bénédiction.
And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and grant you his peace. Amen.
Thank you. Mesdames et messieurs, si vous êtes en mesure de le faire, veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne royal. Veuillez rester debout pour le salut général qui suivra l'hymne et pour le départ des dignitaires. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who can, please stand for the royal anthem. We ask that you please remain standing for the general salute that will follow the anthem, as well as for the departure of the platform party. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are able to, please be seated. Mesdames et messieurs, j'aimerais vous remercier d'avoir assisté à la cérémonie du jour de souvenir. I'd like to thank you all for attending today's ceremony of remembrance at Queen's Park. We hope that you will continue to join us in future years and that at this site and on this day to remember, honor, and thank our nation's fallen. I invite you to place your poppy on the People's Wreath, which is the large wreath at the center of the memorial. Those who have a personal wreath may also lay it now. Je vous invite maintenant à déposer votre couronne personnelle ou votre coquelicot sur la couronne du peuple. Merci à toutes et à tous et bonne journée. Thank you everyone and have a good day.